You think those deep, bleeding cracks on your heels are just dry skin? You are dead wrong. They are the final, desperate SOS from a suffocating liver drowning in toxic sludge. Keep using those chemical creams, and you'll walk right off a fatal metabolic cliff. Ban ka bauger tiet vong minzung doi ban chun ri malkamin trong dam tin lung. Banda dung du moi lai da bot de chajat den rat boit. Boy hang chuk hu kem dut tien mang mak thun durk dung Yung chi vai ngay saw, yung vaitnat so home chung chit lai hin ve nyumot loing yin kung ne favor. Chung to thung to an oi ban thun rung da chi la du thy teat ko han, du kadia, hey du quai lut lo hua tan hun. Nyung sidat matoy sap teat lo saw de ka they salam dao lon hon ton moi nun thuki koma ban tung tin tung. Nyung vaitnat got chun kung doe, thuk chut kung fai la ben de liu. Da la tien gao that tham theat, la loy trung troi koi kung timot la gan dang gup ngua trong duk to va dundid and bervuk thoi thop. Ko they ban dang ko q. Nyung by kitch they, ban lai dang dung nyung lop kem hua chut, de votin bit ming ting that a lai. Nu ban thuksum when tim raguk ray de tu q le sin man kwa chin min truk kai kwamuan, dung ba lo but ki gay foot now kwa video ne. But truk kai chung de kung hao bok trun so that dung try go keen der got chun, Jin he dan remote jade and yun nut dung ki kan, sa ung ho kui jacoban chin la dung look to lun nut, de chung toi teep tuk han trin bok tak ning bian we ko bao ve suk kui cho kung dung. Healthy Aging Canada main chow kui vi gakak ban, nyung ngur dang kao kat lung nye sa that to chin ko they min. Chung to dang song mon trong mot king gien we te de re sa fun man va mu kwang. Ki kun da do up den, ban voi van nuot mot vien thuk gam dao. Ki nyuk moi hup siung, ban tim den yung ming sao dan. Va ki got chun nut ne tia mao, ban like Quaitland on yung lop mo nun tao. Duri gok dokamot ngui de tim sa that ve sa kwe. Toimun ban favor lerp sung mue den hin nun sin men min kwamot lung kin hon ton kak biet. Kur they chung talamot kit tak hon hao ka tauhua, no hung bauger fanboy chunan. No look jiao teep ve chung de moinye kwa tung they doi ve te nut. Yung that dao long. Fun lun chung to litra then yung kemu chun gay truk ngon ngu ku chin mao thitman. Hey num mut lai va hindung kur they ban yumot hey thong tai chin vo kung tin ve. De bit mot ngui ka thuk su jiao ka hey kung, ban dung bao ger chi nin val vai dung tien le num trong chik vi hum mang theo hom ne, ma hai soi chu val tai con gun hang va koi tai san ha dang tik lui. Mao ka ban chin la chik va. De gucho ban song sat kwa tung nipther, mal luen fai van han ka che bu tra kuk lit nyam dui tri mot trang tai kun bang noi moi ga tau. Boy sang hom ne, te gay jet ngiem mao ka ban ka they van hien thit nyung con so dep de. Nyung and yung vung so thum zo zoi nut nyu kak mo, kak te bao, va duk biet la doi ban chun, tai con gun hang thuk su ka ban de can kit den muk bao dung da, en gup ngua trong dung nun duk to. Chik vi van kiu han gyava nyu moi thu dang trong tum kiem soat. Choden gay ton bo he thung sup do tan ton. Ve tai sao lai la ban chun? Tai sao ka bo fun zazoi nut. Lum lui num de kung ka kur they lai gu tum bando chun duk nut. Fan chu chin zak sin men ka bong mei trung tum? Ban chun ka ban kung chi de burkdi. No chin la man hin radar ken bao serm nut ko sin gay. Mo bang tap lo hin di loidung. Kuma banda votin num mut lam go hate lan naiden lan kak. Ret lo truk kai kak chi so men gan train to gay ham sukui din ki keep vert kwan gurng and tuan. Din gay der long ban chun ban. Yin kuk bao dung vi mo. Yin kuk butin dum mao ko te bao de thum bung no. Yin vaitnat ko kun. Yin kun gun gay hey mang bong trok alin yin tru chung on ong lun began mak cho thoi kwendi chun dut hey thoi tate. Yin so that fu fang la, hunka thy teat now ka loya deka. Da chin lan yin tin hu cup ku hun cup. Yin buk dien tin dum nurkmut de gai di tu mo trung tum gai duk dangan chusik ep kwa tiden muk vervun. De den luk chung de fingung vik churche fun gan va but do doi dien vi so that num so trong la gan ko chinmin. To truly comprehend why your feet are bearing the brunt of this internal collapse, we must first journey into the silent, suffering epicenter of your body's filtration system. The liver is the unsung titan of your human anatomy, a miraculous chemical plant that performs over 500 vital functions every single second of your existence. Unlike your stomach that growls when empty, or your joints that scream when inflamed, your liver is a stoic martyr. It possesses no pain receptors within its deepest tissues. It will silently endure, taking the absolute worst of the modern world's punishments without whispering a single complaint until it is more than 2/3 destroyed. We are currently living through an era of unprecedented environmental and dietary toxicity, an era that our biology was simply never designed to navigate. Every breath of polluted city air, every drop of chemically treated water, and every bite of ultra-processed food laden with synthetic preservatives forces your liver to work grueling overtime shifts. It is relentless labor. We have casually normalized the consumption of high-fructose corn syrup, refined seed oils, and artificial colors, oblivious to the fact that to the liver, these are not nutrients. They are formidable biological weapons. Imagine your liver as a pristine, vibrant sponge meant to filter the life-giving river of your blood, keeping it pure and fluid. Now, visualize pouring a continuous stream of thick, suffocating tar into that sponge day after day, year after year. This is precisely what happens when we overwhelm our system with modern dietary choices and chronic stress. The liver cells, known as hepatocytes, become engorged with fat, a desperate defense mechanism to encapsulate the toxins it cannot safely process or eliminate. This is the genesis of non-alcoholic fatty liver disease, a silent epidemic sweeping across North America and the globe, hiding in the bodies of people who look perfectly healthy on the outside. As the fat accumulates, the once supple tissues of this magnificent organ become stiff and scarred. The filtration process slows to a devastating crawl. The bile, which is meant to be a thin, free-flowing detergent that breaks down fats and sweeps away cellular debris, becomes a thick, stagnant sludge. Your liver is essentially suffocating under the weight of its own protective mechanisms. It is a profound tragedy occurring right beneath your ribcage, entirely hidden from your daily awareness. Because the liver cannot send a pain signal to your brain to warn you of this impending metabolic disaster, it must utilize a different, more roundabout method of communication. It has to rely on the peripheral networks of your body to fly the white flag of surrender. The toxins that the liver can no longer neutralize do not simply vanish into thin air. They spill over back into your bloodstream, circulating relentlessly, desperately searching for an exit route. As this toxic sludge replaces what should be a vibrant, life-giving river of blood, the consequences inevitably cascade downward to the most vulnerable outposts of your anatomy. This brings us to the profound physiological bridge between a failing liver and the soles of your feet, a connection driven by the unforgiving laws of gravity and the intricate mechanics of your circulatory system. Your heart is a phenomenal pump, but it requires an immense amount of effort to push blood all the way down to your toes and then draw it back up against the immense pull of gravity. When your liver is congested and your blood becomes thick with unprocessed triglycerides, cholesterol, and circulating toxins, this delicate microcirculation at the farthest extremities is the very first to become compromised. The tiny capillaries in your heels and toes literally become clogged, starving the surrounding tissues of oxygen and vital nutrients. But the connection goes far deeper than mere blood flow. We must talk about the critical role of bile and fat-soluble vitamins. A healthy liver produces ample amounts of high-quality bile, which is absolutely essential for the absorption of vitamin A, vitamin E, and omega-3 fatty acids from your diet. These specific nutrients are the fundamental building blocks of healthy, elastic, and deeply hydrated skin. When your liver is compromised and bile production becomes sluggish, it does not matter if you are consuming a perfect diet or taking expensive supplements. Those fat-soluble vitamins simply pass through your digestive tract unabsorbed. Your body is thrust into a state of severe, localized malnutrition. The skin on your heels, which bears the entire mechanical weight of your body with every step you take, desperately requires these nutrients to maintain its structural integrity. Without vitamin A to regulate cell turnover and vitamin E to protect against oxidative stress, the skin cells literally begin to fracture under the pressure. The deep, painful fissures that you see are not a localized skin condition. They are the visible manifestation of a systemic, scurvy-like deficiency of essential fatty acids, orchestrated by a liver that has lost its ability to extract and distribute these nutrients. Furthermore, as the liver fails to break down circulating toxins, the body attempts to push these irritants out through the skin, the largest elimination organ we have. The sweat glands on the soles of your feet become exit routes for corrosive metabolic waste. This toxic sweat continually bathes the skin of your heels, degrading the protective acid mantle, causing severe dehydration, intense itching, and localized inflammation. The cracked, bleeding heels are essentially chemical burns from the inside out, a desperate purge from a body that is running out of options. Every step you take that sends a jolt of pain up your leg is your central nervous system begging you to recognize the physiological drought and toxic pooling occurring at the absolute edge of your biological empire. Yet, instead of recognizing this profound nutrient starvation and toxic pooling for what it is, we have been conditioned to wage war on our own skin through a catastrophic cycle of suppression. The modern cosmetic and pharmaceutical industries have built multi-billion-dollar empires by convincing us that the body is inherently flawed and requires synthetic interventions to function correctly. When you walk into a pharmacy with cracked, bleeding heels, you are immediately directed toward an aisle overflowing with petroleum-based jellies, synthetic urea creams, and harsh chemical exfoliants. We purchase these products with desperate hope, unaware that we are participating in a dangerous illusion that accelerates our internal demise. Think about the profound irony of this approach. Your liver is already failing because it is drowning in a sea of modern chemical exposure. And what is our response to the SOS signal it sends to our feet? We slather our heavily compromised, highly porous skin with lotions loaded with parabens, synthetic fragrances, and petroleum derivatives. These foreign chemicals are rapidly absorbed directly into the bloodstream, bypassing the digestive filters entirely, and are sent straight back to the very organ that is already begging for mercy. We are literally throwing gasoline on a raging internal fire and calling it a therapeutic treatment. The pumice stones and metal foot files we use to aggressively scrub away the hardened skin are equally misguided. That thick, calloused barrier is the body's intelligent, adaptive response. It is desperately trying to build a protective shield over the fragile, nutrient-starved tissues beneath to prevent infection and structural collapse. By violently scraping it away, we are destroying our body's final line of defense, exposing vulnerable flesh, and forcing the immune system to divert precious resources to heal mechanical trauma rather than addressing the systemic toxicity. This is the tragic flaw of symptomatic medicine. We have become a society of firefighters who, upon hearing a fire alarm, choose to violently smash the alarm to pieces rather than searching for the flames. By using these superficial band-aids to artificially smooth the skin, we experience a fleeting, dangerous sense of relief. We believe we have cured the problem. But in the shadowy depths of our abdomen, the liver continues to harden. The silent suffocation progresses unhindered. By muting the alarm, we are unwittingly granting the underlying disease the gift of time. Time to evolve from a reversible fatty liver into irreversible cirrhosis, or worse. The cosmetic camouflage we apply to our feet is a dangerous deception, a comforting lie that keeps us walking blindly toward the edge of a metabolic cliff until the ground finally gives way beneath us. If we are to step back from this precipice and genuinely heal, we must abandon these superficial illusions and orchestrate a profound rescue mission for the organ that works tirelessly to keep us alive. The true miracle of the human liver is not just its capacity to endure, but its breathtaking, almost miraculous ability to regenerate. Even if a significant portion of your liver has been compromised by years of toxic abuse, it possesses the cellular intelligence to rebuild itself entirely, provided we finally stop attacking it and start giving it the specific tools it requires to heal. The path to reclaiming your health does not begin in the skincare aisle. It begins on your plate, in your mind, and in your daily rituals. We must fundamentally shift our perspective from treating symptoms to cultivating an environment where disease simply cannot exist. The first and most crucial step is to abruptly halt the incoming bombardment of metabolic poisons. This means ruthlessly eliminating high fructose corn syrup, industrialized seed oils, and the hidden chemical additives that masquerade as food in modern grocery stores. We must replace these toxins with the deeply nourishing, bitter foods that our ancestors inherently understood were medicinal. Bitter greens like dandelion, arugula, and milk thistle are the biological keys that unlock a stagnant liver. They vigorously stimulate the production of fresh, fluid bile, flushing out the accumulated sludge and reopening the pathways for fat-soluble vitamins to finally reach your starving extremities. We must also honor the biological necessity of rest, not just for our minds, but for our digestive systems. Implementing periods of intermittent fasting provides your liver with a desperately needed vacation from the constant, exhausting chore of processing food. During these periods of metabolic rest, your liver transitions from a state of digestion into a state of profound cellular house cleaning known as autophagy. It begins to digest its own accumulated fat, break down scar tissue, and purge the deeply embedded toxins that have been holding your health hostage. As you support your internal filtration system, you must also hydrate your body with pure, mineral-rich water, ensuring the blood can thin out and flow effortlessly back down to those forgotten capillaries in your feet. Healing is not a passive event. It is a courageous act of reclaiming your biological sovereignty. As you nurture your liver back to vitality, a profound transformation will begin to unfold. You will not need a pumice stone or a chemical cream. The deep, jagged canyons on your heels will slowly begin to close, naturally and permanently, as vibrant, nutrient-dense blood returns to the surface. The skin will soften, not because of a synthetic lotion, but because your body is finally rebuilding itself from the inside out. This is the profound truth of holistic health. Your body is a single, undivided ecosystem, an intricate symphony of interconnected parts. When you heal the center, the entire perimeter flourishes. I implore you to look down at your feet tonight, not with frustration or despair, but with a deep sense of gratitude. Thank them for sounding the alarm. Thank them for being the honest messengers that finally woke you up. You have the power, the knowledge, and the biological right to rewrite the story of your health. Start today. Nourish your liver, respect your body's signals, and watch as your physical form rewards you with a vitality you thought was lost forever. Thank you for walking this path of truth with us here at Healthy Aging Canada. Remember to stay curious, stay deeply connected to your body, and never stop demanding the real answers about your health. Ultimately, the profound connection between the silent suffering of our liver and the painful fissures on our heels serves as a powerful testament to the body's interconnected brilliance. We have been conditioned to view our physical ailments in isolation, treating cracked feet as a mere cosmetic annoyance to be scrubbed away or smothered in chemical lotions. Yet, as we have explored, these external symptoms are desperate distress signals from an overwhelmed internal filtration system. When the liver becomes bogged down by modern dietary toxins, processed foods, and constant stress, it fails to process fats and deliver essential nutrients. The resulting thick, toxic blood struggles against gravity, leaving the furthest extremities starved and dehydrated. By relying on superficial, petroleum-based band-aids, we not only mute this critical biological alarm, but actively contribute to our liver's toxic burden. True healing cannot be found on a pharmacy shelf. It must be cultivated from within. Reclaiming your vitality requires an intentional shift away from symptom suppression toward profound internal nourishment. By eliminating metabolic poisons, embracing bitter, liver-supporting greens, and allowing our digestive system to rest, we empower the liver's miraculous regenerative abilities. The healing of your feet will not come from an external scrub, but as a natural byproduct of a thriving, revitalized internal ecosystem. It is time to honor the alarm, respect the intricate symphony of your anatomy, and heal yourself from the inside out. Your body is never working against you. It is a meticulously unified ecosystem where every symptom is an intelligent form of communication. When we experience localized physical deterioration, such as deeply cracked heels, it is rarely an isolated flaw. Instead, it is a glaring distress signal from a deeply burdened central system, most notably, the liver. True health requires us to stop attacking the symptom with synthetic band-aids and start listening to the message, realizing that external decay is always a reflection of internal starvation and toxicity. We cannot heal the perimeter until we rescue the core. Stop the chemical assault. Audit your bathroom cabinets and your pantry. Discard petroleum-based lotions, synthetic foot creams, and chemical exfoliants that add to your liver's toxic load. Simultaneously, ruthlessly eliminate high fructose corn syrup and industrialized seed oils from your diet. Nourish the filter. Actively incorporate liver-stimulating bitter foods into your daily meals. Add dandelion greens, arugula, radishes, and milk thistle to your routine to thin your bile and flush out stagnant metabolic sludge. Embrace digestive rest. Give your liver the vital time it needs to regenerate by practicing intermittent fasting. Allow for a 12 to 16 hour fasting window overnight to transition your body from active digestion into deep cellular cleanup autophagy. Change your perspective. The next time a physical issue arises, do not immediately reach for a quick fix to suppress it. Pause and ask yourself what systemic imbalance your body is trying to bring to your attention. We would love to learn from your experiences. What is one seemingly minor physical symptom you used to ignore, but later realized was actually a sign of a deeper internal health issue? Please kindly share your perspective in the comments section below so our entire community can read, reflect, and learn from one another. If you found this insight valuable and want to continue uncovering the real truth about your health, please click the subscribe button. Your support gives our channel the motivation to keep creating deeply researched, life-changing content for you.